Holy crap, I've been lazy recently. I mean, a lot has happened on Squid Island since I last saw you guys, and I think it's time to address it. Also, I asked you guys to ask me some questions for a Q&A, which I will be answering every single question on my second channel, Dylan Pickles, on the screen right here, where I thought I could keep this channel a secret from you guys, but it seems that somebody has already found it. So what has happened recently? Well, Slogo's moved out, Crane has moved out, and Jelly's trying to put it all back together. But why is Crane and Slogo moving out and Jelly's trying to fix things? Well, let's see. Recently, Craner and Jelly made a law that using villages involving your farms is illegal.
I want to make it illegal to use villagers in your farm to farm things with. So that shuts down Barco. Entirely, almost.
This led to Slogo having to shut down all of his factories in Squid Island to the point where he wanted to move out.
With the presidency just gone to complete madness, I feel like it's time to do something extreme.
And let me just say, the people are not happy with Craner, but guys, come on, it's a Minecraft series. It might even be scripted. I don't know why you guys care so much. It's funny. What has also happened in the past week is that Craner's gave up his presidential role and gave it straight to Jelly. Yep, he made thousands of people vote for him just for a week.
Citizens and viewers of Squid Island, I have an important announcement to make. I'm done being your president. That's right. I don't want to be your president anymore. I feel like I've done a good enough job for me to hang up my hat, take off my coat, and give it to somebody else. I am happy to announce that Jelly will be taking my role as president.
And you would have thought that Jelly being president would have taken control, but he actually did something that not many people think he would actually do.
Dear Slogo, Craner has given up his role as president, technically making all his doings under his term invalid. TNT illegal law and use of villagers law. That means that King Glowy III is now an absolute monarch, and he is now keeping the constitution and law book safe in his throne room. King Glowy wants all citizens to get together and discuss on how to proceed on Squid Island. Until then, each citizen cannot make any radical changes or upgrades to his land. The meeting will take place this Saturday. Boom and boom. Perfect. The king is going to safeguard the trident and our suit.
Slogo definitely didn't seem that impressed with the idea though.
Message from King Glowy. Message from... How does... Okay. Dear Slogo. Right. So it sounds a lot like Jelly... Jelly was made president by Craner when he stepped down, and it is clear that he realizes he needs to try and be smart to retain control.
It really just depends what you see it as. You can see it as Jelly's side of him trying to help Squid Island, or you could see it as Slogo's side of Jelly puppeting Squid Island. But at the time of recording this, something has happened in the new trio episode, or you could say duo episode. Jelly had planned a meeting for himself, Slogo, and Craner to meet up to talk about everything that has happened on Squid Island and how to fix it. But Craner had not showed up. Not only did Craner move away from Squid Island, but he also had the audacity not to show up. But we will get into that later. In the new video, Jelly and Slogo had a good conversation talking about everything that's happened recently, with Slogo moving away, Craner moving away, and apparently Jelly being a dictator. What I find funny is that Slogo is accusing Jelly of being a dictator when Jelly isn't even claiming himself as the president, which he is not. Jelly also invites Slogo back to the land here.
Well, Jelly, if you wanted to meet then, you go for it. Because from my perspective, all that I can see is you've just become the supreme leader of Squid Island. You've built walls around it. You've blocked everything off. You've kicked all the companies out. Like,
can I hear the part where Jelly kicked the companies out? Because I think it was Craner, and then Craner gave the presidential role to Jelly. So it seems like Craner's actually trying to set up Jelly here.
It was impossible for Bortco to operate under the laws that were placed.
By who?
By the president. And
Who was the president?
Well, you're the president now.
I am not the president. I've never been the president. Craner was the president on Squid Island. He created a law that shut down your business, and I do not take responsibility for that.
Craner never finished his presidential term, and he gave the role straight to Jelly after a week of making everybody vote for him. And instead of Jelly taking that role as being president and taking over, he actually put the president's trident and the president's gear in a chest to keep safe.
So now there's a Squid Island with no functioning president, which means the only ruler is King Glowy, and I built those walls to protect him.
Right, so the whole thing about King Glowy, though, Jelly, is that King Glowy is a squid. And you wrote an entire book pretending to be King Glowy. And all you've done since then is just make decisions under the guise of it being King Glowy. But really, we all know you're the one doing it.
Okay, Josh, I did not create the law that kicked you out, all right? You are welcome to come back. Why don't you just come back?
What do you mean the laws are the law?
The law is invalid. Craner left.
What I think is happening here is that Josh thinks that Jelly is secretly going under the skies as being friendly, and then when everybody comes back, he's gonna go crazy. But if that was the case, then why would he claim himself as not the president? Jelly is the only person right now trying to protect Squid Island. Everybody else has moved on. Craner is the one that put those laws in place, and now he's blamed it all on Jelly and moved out. And Josh has moved out because of a law that made him shut down basically his whole business from a law that Craner made, which he's saying that Jelly made. It seems that everybody's just going up against Jelly for absolutely no reason. In Slogo's video, he actually went to find Craner and convince him to live with him instead of Jelly. And in Jelly's video, he was doing everything he could to help Squid Island with running Craner's business again and running Slogo's business again. So the people that are on Slogo and Craner's side are literally the ones that are ruining Squid Island. And I'm not saying all of this just because I'm one big Jelly fan. Hopefully people understand what is happening, then they will agree. And if Josh and Craner agree to live on Squid Island again, then maybe they can use the island that Josh is living on right now to build even more things. But at the end of the day, it is a Minecraft server, and I think we should all just have fun and watch it.